Hello, hello, everyone. Thank you for watching my videos. I've been processing something past couple of days, and I just kind of let go a good amount of energy, and I just really wanted to share it. That's why I'm smiling. I'm feeling much lighter. Felt like finally a huge weight lifted off my chest. So I wanted to make this video about how our past lives affect this life. And I'm just going based on my own personal experience, this is not based on books I've read or listening to other people. Anything that I posted in these videos is just my experience so far since August, basically. And none of this is written in stone, not calling myself an expert on anything, but it's my experience, so that means it was true for me. So, so there's been two past lives. I mean, I've seen multiple past lives so far. There's been two past lives that had a bigger impact across my reincarnation process. One of those past lives I briefly mentioned in previous videos. And again, when I talk about it, it's not to stir up any kind of drama. It's just to be transparent and share my experience, and maybe it will help me and it will help somebody out there. So one of the past lives that had a major impact on me is, if some of you might know, Jason Shurka mentioned a past life from Egypt about he was a priest, and that priest was molesting a young boy, and that's the boy who wrote the Pyramid Code. So when I heard that story, just listening to Jason, listen to his voice, I got triggered like crazy. I didn't know what was going on. I was feeling it in my chest nonstop, and I started getting visions. And I saw myself also as a little boy, and I saw that there were three of us actually. Now, I didn't get a confirmation of any of this other than from my higher self. So I have not met the person. I have not met Jason, even though we live in the same city. So I did try to get in touch with him multiple times. He didn't want to. So I stopped pushing. And I did not meet the man from the Pyramid Code. Again, this is just what I've experienced and what I saw. That I was also one of the little boys. There were three of us that I saw. There might have been more. I don't know. But why am I even bringing this up? It's not about the past life. It's about what happened and how it affected me in this life. So in that past life, I had a sense, it was mostly based on feelings, I mean, I did see stuff, I did see like certain images, but it's more about how I felt. And I felt like I went against him. There was a time that I went against him, and I got punished for it. And I saw myself like in a dungeon, and I was so heartbroken and so alone, and felt so betrayed and confused. And I remember feeling like I would do anything to please him, for him to forgive me. And that brought me further, like deeper into a feeling that the whole time that I was his lover, I would do anything for his love, for his attention. And it was not ever any real love. I had a sense that I would just do anything to please him. would like entertain him, be available, and it would be like a love-hate relationship. I saw several images of like him coming into the room. I was by myself, and at first being terrified, but then he's like when he's done, he'd be lying, comforting me, and like holding me. So I all of a sudden started feeling a little bit better, like, or confused. Like there was just like this confusion of how am I even to feel? Do I hate this person? Am I afraid of this person? Do I love this person? Does he love me? It would be just like a constant thing. So the alone that I felt, like it was like a whole life without love. I was given away by my parents. I get a sense of a mother. I don't get a sense. I don't get a feeling of a father. Um, like I don't see her, but I sense a mother giving me away. It's little, and that's it. And that was my life. And I think it ended pretty young because I went against him. But that whole time, it felt like there was never any love. And why am I talking about this? In this life, that's how I felt with my family, with everyone around me. I'm 35 years old. I don't know love. My dog, when I got her I was 28, that was the first time that I actually felt love. Throughout these 35 years, it was a lot of trying to please somebody for love. It was a lot of feeling abandoned, feeling betrayed, a lot of like just bumping against different, like trying to get it here and then trying to get it here and then here and here and not knowing like what is love, how do I even get it, why am I not getting it? It was the same feeling. So it's like when I was bringing everything up, I mean, I spent hours in one sitting just bringing up the feeling of feeling unloved, feeling betrayed, feeling abandoned. I mean, in this life, my mother kicked me out when I was 8 years old and then manipulated me to come back. And then throughout my childhood, she would always use that as a manipulation, like get out, you know where the door is. My brother was kicked out as well. So like there was this constant manipulation of I will reject you fully to the point where your safety and security is not my concern. And that's what I felt and what I saw with this past life. Yeah, so clearing that out was a process. It was triggered when I saw Jason's video, and then it kept just kind of coming up and up and up. Just more information started coming up, and then another person, a few months later, came into my life, and that triggered some more emotions that connected me to the life in Egypt. Which again, like that's when I like sat for hours just crying it out, writing it out, and letting out, like like having that, seeing the connections between that life and this life, and being able to like clear a lot of that karma that's connected. Then this other person that kind of just came into my life is actually somebody from my past. I mentioned him in one of my videos about soul contracts, and these are all soul contracts, right? And the way people kind of show up in your life is based on a soul contract. So everything has a purpose. And this person was somebody like a number of years ago, is somebody that like we lived in the same area and we were constantly like be bumping into each other. So there would be clearly like this energy and that we saw as an attraction, but we never actually spoke. He was involved with someone and I literally just came out of a serious relationship. I did not want to have anything to do with that. But he was really attractive, tall. Um, I felt like, like just no way I'm good enough for them to even get anything going here. Um, but it was like constantly like bumping into each other. A few years later, he popped into my, like I forgot about him and then he popped into my head and then I already knew how to like channel at that point. So I tried to like, I felt like it was guidance leading me, like, you got to make this happen. Um, so I made it happen for us to bump it. I didn't live in the same neighborhood anymore, but my guides were like, go. And we bumped into each other again and then again. And then he was still with this person. So I'm like, why am I then being guided here? And years later, I think what happened was because I offered him my phone number and he said, yeah, I asked him, do you want my number? And he said, I do, but I have a girlfriend. And I drove away, but I think what happened was it triggered him to finally leave her. And now that he showed up in my life again on Facebook, I have not seen him in years. I've not even thought of him in years. And then all of a sudden he shows up on Facebook. And then I see like he's already started a family with somebody else. And my mind kind of started computing what's the age of his oldest kid. He wrote in his profile and I'm like, I have a sense that I was guided to trigger him to leave her so that he can start his true life because he became like a spiritual teacher as well, like a yogi and all that, which is like not a common thing in my culture. Um, and yeah, he just looks like a completely different energy completely. But I think I reached out to him and I think he panicked a little bit because he saw it like as again, the attraction, right? And I was also like wondering what's going on here. Why is he all of a sudden appearing in my life out of like all of a sudden? So it triggered emotions in me and I sat with them, just sad. I tried to like engage with him because it helps me it helps me just to kind of pull out some more energy. Um, and I started getting visions. I started getting certain feelings that like these feelings have nothing to do with this life. So I already knew that I'm connected to Sirius, the star Sirius, the constellation of is it the Canis Major? I already knew this for a few months. I already knew that there's a connection there, and a lot of us have learned that that there was a war there, right? Orion, Sirius, all these constellations, all these systems around each other, they were pulled into a war. And I guess the war is still ongoing. I don't know. But I started getting a little bit a sense of the war. And all I can like sense was carnage, bodies. Like anytime I would think about Sirius, I would start crying. I would just get a sense of just carnage of bodies, like massacre. Um, a sense of like there was an attack and then the more I sat with it, I kind of thought, well, how is he connected to this? And I got an image of a reptilian, like right in my face. So I got like a sense that he was in that life, he was a reptilian. I got a sense that he was like a leader of the attack. So, and it's kind of like I do have this fear of him, so to speak. Like there's this fear, and I still feel it. Like if I would bump into him right now, and we don't live far from each other at the moment, if I kind of ran into him right now, I would be feeling that fear. Maybe a little bit of resentment too. But I feel like it's like not fear to like want to get away from him, but just like I don't know, it's fear, but it's not the kind of fear that I would want to get away from him. Maybe confront him, that kind of sense. So for 2 months, I was clearing that. And I feel like I'm getting a download right now. So yeah, so about that much. And I finally cleared out because I expressed to him like, why in the first place am I messaging him? And I kind of explained to him a little bit about what's been going on. I did not tell him my visions, but I told him that I've had like an awakening and feel like there's like a karmic connection. And that was enough to kind of let go of a lot of energy. And 2 days ago, somebody else popped up on my YouTube feed, like a spiritual teacher, and that triggered the crap out of me again. So I sat with it. A lot of emotions came up, a lot of insecurities. And all of a sudden, I started getting new emotions connected to that past life. Emotion of shame, grief, a sense of responsibility, and just, how do I even explain it? So I didn't see it, it's just kind of a sense that I get that, oh, what I forgot to mention is that all of this kind of ties in somehow to my aquaphobia. Now, I've learned from someone else that the planets within the systems of the Canis Major have more water. The beings there are more connected to the water. And I have aquaphobia. So more started to come up with that aquaphobia, just like past couple of days. And that's why like I can share this now because I let go. And the way I let go was just, not just, these senses are just coming in, these feelings, and they have nothing to do with what's going on right now. But it was like I felt like I was in a leadership role myself. We were like the Navy or something. And see, we all drowned under my leadership. And it wasn't because I made a mistake like in orders or something. It was like there was nothing I could do. I just watch it helplessly as my troops and me um, just going down, you know, like a Pearl Harbor kind of thing. And there's nothing I could do. And I felt like because I'm a leader, that I should have done something. And I just want to like go around like apologize over and over and over again. Like I should have done something. I should have been more capable. Or, you know, like I'm just sorry, you know. And it's like, what the fuck? I'm not in the military. Oh, it's just literally these emotions are just coming up past 2 days. And just crying it out started lifting the weight off my chest. Now, how does that tie back to this life? So I've been doing a training to kind of get more aligned to my true purpose in this lifetime. And it was in a team that kind of tapped into my consciousness, and they told me what they saw. And it kind of falls in line of like what I've been wanting in this life, but I've been wanting a leadership role, but I'm afraid of it. So in this life's experiences, when I did take like a leadership role when I was in a team or working on a group, I was always afraid of it because like, yeah, right, but somebody gets triggered. I've had like numerous experiences where it's like I step in and take care of the issue, but then one of the team members gets triggered. And then I get afraid. And then I have to deal with the drama. And then it's like my power, I withdraw it, like I withdraw my power, or I have to be like more aggressive because it's like I know if this is how it needs to be, or at least I have the right to express it. So, and I think it also goes in line with how just in my upbringing, I was kind of the weakest one in the family. Like I was always pushed down and bullied to so that everybody above me, it was like there everybody's above me and pushing me down. I'm not like told I'm nothing, I'm nobody, just throughout my childhood and adulthood. Um, so my fear of being somebody big, important, and taking a leadership role, even though I wanted, always afraid of it. And that's what the team, when I was doing the training, that's what they saw. Like before I even said anything, two people tapped into my consciousness and both of them said the same thing. It's like I have a huge power, like that these, you know, this is what they saw, like a huge power, but I'm afraid of it. And I'm afraid to step into the leadership role. And I think that's why that past life, when I was a leader, and how I felt like I let people down. I failed, even though, you know, in a lot of circumstances, there is no right way. There's no right circumstance. No matter what you do, things still turn out. uh, the way they turn out. And it's like, it's not that I need them to forgive me, it's I need to forgive myself. And that's the hardest part. And these themes are reoccurring. I had a situation on Friday because I just started my own business, getting into taking my first steps into leadership. And my very first client went crazy on me. And I thought I'm just being me, just being a professional, and even giving her more than I would give to a lot of clients through my employers, or just giving her my passion. And the child is doing great, but whatever's going on in the mom's mind, she took it out on me, and that triggered my inferiority sense. And the question, like, do I have what it takes to be a leader? Do I have what it takes? Should I even continue? Should I even bother? So it's probably why this incident happened around the same time this past life memories happening, and this other person showing up trigger, because it's this person is really good looking, also tall, really chiseled, handsome, and my inferiority stepped in right away, like, I'm nowhere good enough for this guy. And yeah, there's a lot of just inferiority, and I sat with that to, and I think that's how the past life emotions started rolling in, with these two incidences, how the inferiority and the need for leadership, or the desire or the passion even for leadership. It's not even passion, it's the ability, the natural ability, gets challenged, right? Because you get pulled back to no, I'm weak, I'm nobody, I'm nothing. So, and I also just got a thought, how these two lives even connected to each other, the one in Egypt and the one in whatever planet. Because the one in Egypt, I was treated like nothing, an object. And in this life, during my upbringing, I was treated like an object as well. I was not molested, but I was, by my family, I was looked at like an object. Like, my feelings did not exist. They didn't give a damn. I was moved around like an object. I mean, I went to 3 high schools and they didn't care how it affected me. So, yeah, that's again the higher plan. It's again the dualities. I made a video about how we learn through dualities, and this kind of makes me think. I was in a leadership role that I felt so bad about, that I went to the other side where I'm like absolutely inferior, so that I can learn what that feels like too. So now in this life, I'm pulling myself from inferiority to the leader that I'm meant to be. And so this kind of shows the path of reincarnation, and the reason why we are in the reason why things happen the way they happen, or the way they're planned out. And it's like on a higher level, that's the design, I guess. The more I'm like looking at it from a higher perspective, instead of like looking at it, why me? Why did I have to suffer like this? Why do I have to feel such agony? But when you look at it from a higher perspective, it makes sense. You know, if you're went through something so awful, like I failed, right, as a leader, let's say, that's the perception. Can't take it. I failed. I saw it was a lot of troops. I don't know, probably hundreds of thousands that just went under. I just see bodies. And I don't know if I'm making sense. It started to make sense to me now. The the dualities, the coming from strength to weakness, then back to strength. And it's like we gotta go to all the way extreme to go to the other side. To and that's how we learn through dualities. Well, thank you for watching. If you watched this, this was a very personal share, probably the most personal I've ever done. And if more comes up, I'll share it.